Hi YouTube. So today is just gonna be a very plain, no makeup day. I just installed this wig, that's why I have this band on, you know. It's just gonna be a very calm day. But I'm back with another story time because clearly y'all were liking the other one. So we're back with another today. And today's story time will actually be about how my father kicked me out of his house when I was very young. Like, when I say young, like, I was a minor, like, I was a baby. Like, I was probably, like, I would say around 12, you know? Also decided, sorry, I just peeped something. I also decided that I'm going to do my lashes while I tell the story. So, y'all are about to watch me literally do my lashes and tell a story time to y'all. And so, y'all going to see me have two different lights on. But, so we're just going to start with explaining my father. I was raised by mostly my mom, my dad. I'm not even from Ohio. I think I told y'all in the last video. I am from Pennsylvania. That's where my whole family lives, except for me and my mother and my grandparents, aka like my mom's parents. So they in the summer times because I moved here when I was like 8. In the summer times I would go and stay with my father for the summer, maybe a month. It wasn't ever really that long. Sorry, y'all about to like really see me get into it. And so in the summer times I would go stay with my father. Of course, the more and more stuff that happened to me, I have a lot of story times about my father that I could really tell y'all. Guys, I just put a whole bunch of glue on my leg. Anyways, so so it I don't know what to do. I have like a glob of fucking glue on my leg. So my father, he just was a very vocal and crazy man, if you would, like to say that. I really don't know what to do about my leg. I'm gonna just like wipe it off with I don't want to like okay, I found a cotton swab. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm back. I'm focused, babes. So my father was just he's just a very crazy man. Like, he was always like that crazy dude on the street in a way. I wouldn't say he's like the craziest one, but best believe he's one of the louder, very vocal ones that also just don't know how to grow. Like, this man's like still stuck in the 90s type man. Okay. So he I was staying the night, and this was, I think, my first night in Pennsylvania. It's only like a 3-hour drive from where I live, so that's really nothing to me no more. Like, a 3-hour drive is literally so fast. And so he had me. He was like, hey, I'm gonna get all your cousins to come over. Y'all can have a big sleepover. Like, every single one of my cousins. Reminder, my dad has I think like 6 siblings, and like 3 of them lived in the state, and everybody has at least 3 children, so that's a lot of children. So he's like, Maya, I need you to clean the house. And I'm like, clean the house? He's like, yeah, clean the house. And I'm like, what you mean clean the house? Like, I didn't do none of this mess, And he just was not listening. He didn't care. And one thing about me, I ain't gonna clean up no mess that I didn't do, unless that is like a baby or something. If you was a grown person and you can do, you can clean on your own, what am I cleaning your mess up for? I'm getting a phone call. Okay, I'm back. Literally, I just got a phone call to get checked up on. And this eye is actually almost done. I gotta do like one more over here, and then I gotta do that eye. Oh, so also let me tell y'all before I continue my little story time. Lash wise, when I do my lashes, I use Kiss. I got this from what's that store called? Oh, Ulta Beauty. I think it was like only $11 also. If you know, for my little baddies on a budget. And this is what it kind of looks like. I don't want to like. It comes with a little brush. It comes with the glues. Personally, the glue don't work for me, so I've been using this. If you just tap it a little bit and then you throw it on your eye, you know, it looks like under, but it looks like down. Yeah, so back to the story now. Yeah, he wanted me to clean the house, and I just wasn't here for it. What do I look like? A housemaid, you know? And so sorry, I got a notification. He didn't really care that I didn't want to clean the house. So he had me washing all the dishes. And reminder, no offense to men, if any men are watching my YouTube video, but my dad is like one of those men that are not clean at all. Like, he don't even wash his own clothes type clean. Like, my grandma did that for him to this day, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, he just was never really, so yeah, he just wasn't one of those clean people. And then like, you know, like, I don't know, my dad, I don't know, it's a really, really big difference when you live with your mother and when you live with, you know, your father. So my mom was just very clean. My dad wasn't. My dad, like, he had me sleeping on you know, like a blow up mattress, and had his house was dirty. Like, I'll go into the bathroom and there'd just be like hair, you know, in the sink. My mom don't let hair be in the sink. We don't do hair in the sink. Wipe your hair up when you done, you know? Maybe that's just my mama. Not sure. But my mama didn't play that. So, back to the story. So, so by the time that I had to start washing dishes and stuff, I had a full-on attitude. Because it was one of those things where it's like, you have to wash the dishes. And I started washing the dishes and stuff. And then my cousins start coming in. And I have 2 little brothers. They didn't have to do anything. My little brothers actually live in Pennsylvania, like, with my dad and everything. And they didn't have to do not one single thing. And it just irritated me. So all my cousins is out having the time of their lives at my dad's house, okay? Like, they are having a ball. And I'm crying. I start crying. Seeing that they're having fun, I'm like, oh my God. And so I start crying. And then randomly, my dad gets mad. And it's to the point when I say he's mad, like, he's angry. So he's throwing beer bottles at me. He's cussing me out. He's going off. He's going ham. He's like, get the F out, you da-da-da-da. I'm going to tell y'all 2 stories of when I got kicked out by my father. But this is the first. This was, like, my first time getting kicked out. And I had to, like, walk, literally, like, my aunt and them was there while it was happening. And I ended up having to, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm left-handed, so I'm struggling a little. I ended up having to walk to my aunt's house. Y'all, I don't know how to do this left-handed. But yeah, like, it was really traumatizing and bad, honestly. I wish I had, like, you know, stuff from that. But, you know, moments that traumatizing, it just don't work like that. And then, yeah, so I got kicked out, and then I called my mom and told her she was peed off. Very peed off. Which I don't blame her. Like, you know, my father kicked me out of my house as a minor. I was walking with somebody, just to let you know. When I walked to my aunt's house, my older cousin actually walked with me. So he walked me to my aunt's house and stuff. Cause literally, like, my whole family was there. It was just in front of everybody. So all my cousins went home, and I went to my aunt's house and hung out with my other cousins, like some of my cousins that were actually going to be there. But yeah, that was the first story. And then the second story. So basically, I feel like every YouTube like story time I tell is gonna have like, it's gonna be 2 stories, because I suck at going into like, you know, certain details of stuff, because I don't like telling too much, especially because I don't like people being upset with me. So I kind of do what's going. But if y'all do want me to go more into detail, just let me know, because I really will. I have no problem with going into detail, and if you ever have questions, I will answer them, you know. But yeah, so second story time is another story time about me getting kicked out by my father. This one is a little more emotional. I ain't gonna like cry or nothing. It's just more, you know, it was just one of those things where it's like I didn't do nothing. So, but I mean, like, I'm not going into detail, which kind of doesn't explain why my dad trips out as much. You know, if you know me, you probably know why my dad trips out, you know, so fast. But yeah, which is why I said if y'all ever want me to go more into detail, I will, because I have lots of stories for y'all. I have them read, like, you know, pout. Anyway, so back to the story. So this was also another summer I was staying with my father. This would be the last day I stayed with my father ever, actually, and the last day of staying with my father that summer. So my dad still lived in the same area. He lives, like, my dad kind of lives in the projects, but, you know, it was like everybody knew who we were, so it wasn't like a dangerous type projects or anything. So he okay, I'm sorry, I'm gonna cut all of that out. So when my mom called me while I was at my dad's house, I answered the phone and went for a walk around his neighborhood. And the neighborhood we're from is literally like all of my cousins and stuff that live in these houses. Like, you know, if I went missing, one of my cousins would have seen me. And bro, I did these ones. I call my mom and I leave the house that we're in to talk to my mother. And I'm talking to her. We're literally just having such an innocent conversation. And I'm just telling her about how the summer's been so far. And, you know, I haven't talked to my mom probably in like a little while. So we're having like a long conversation. And I'm telling her about how my dad is acting and all of this, because, yeah, deeper into the story, my mom had lots of worrisome problems with my father when it came to about my dad. And so I'm telling her how my dad's been acting and how he's been acting actually really calm and, you know, loving and all this other stuff. And then randomly I'm like, oh, speaking of which, mommy, he's calling. So she's like, okay, call me right back. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call you back. So I hang up and I call my dad's phone call. I'm getting cussed out. And I'm like, what am I getting cussed out for? And so then he's just like, you know, cussing me out. And I'm like sitting there just lost, because I was like, if I could say, I was probably 14-ish. And so to get cussed out, I was like really lost. So for him to really be like that, you know, because I'm just walking around, I was scared. I'm like lost, scared, all of it. So then I'm walking back and I call my mom again. And I'm like, Mommy, I just got cussed out by dad. What the heck? And she's like, what? Like, what happened? Like, stay on the phone. And I'm like, okay. So I come back home, which was not far. I'm like, when I say like, it's the projects. So it's just a whole bunch of buildings. I walk through between two buildings. These are two buildings. I walk between those, and then I see my dad's building, and my dad's standing outside. So now my dad is coming up to me, and I'm getting called a H word, a B word, a dumb A. I'm getting called everything in the book, like everything. And I'm sitting there looking at him lost because I didn't do nothing. But also, here's another thing. There was a boy. Okay, I was 14. So there was a boy in the neighborhood that's had a crush on me there for maybe like, you know, like anytime he see me, he just was like, oh, what's up, Maya? Like, you know. And when I turned 13 is when I met him. And he was 16 when I was 13. So he probably was 17 when I was 14. And he would always flirt with me. And my father swore up and down that I was like messing with him or something. And I really wasn't. I wasn't doing nothing with this man. And yeah, my dad just, and then he would lie and say we were cousins so I wouldn't mess with him. It was just a whole bunch of stuff, like, you know. So I think that's another reason why I think my dad thought I was just out being fast in the neighborhood when I wasn't doing nothing like that at all. And yeah, that was just a little context in the background. But yeah, he was calling me a H word, and he was just calling me all these words. It kind of hurt. And then I got like beer glasses thrown at me, and he said he would whoop my A and all of this and all of that, like fight me. And there was like, I'm just sitting on the curb crying because at this point he's in the house now spazzing out. And there's like, when I tell you, this is the part that hurt, there was a lot of women outside, grown women. And one was actually one of my cousins. They didn't say nothing to this man. They didn't check if I was okay. They seen me sitting on the side of the curb, like just crying. My dad's flipping out and did not ask me or him anything. They didn't try to get me away from him, nothing. They sat there and minded their business. And I will never, ever, ever forget that, ever. If I personally see a little girl getting cussed out by a grown man, I'm going to step in. Even if it's not me, like, you know, fighting the man or anything. I'm going to at least comfort that girl. I did not get comfort at all. And it's so sad. That's so sad. But, so he, yeah, my mom's still on the phone. And she's like, oh, I'm getting grandma to pick you up right now. You know, because where else could I go? It was daytime, though. The last time it was actually nighttime. But it was daytime this time. And she had my grandma come and get me. And literally, we went inside the house. We went and got my clothes. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't know I had this right here. We went and got my clothes. And I ended up going all the way back to Ohio. Drove through 3 hours. My mom and my grandma met each other halfway. And I went home that exact same day. And that was the last time I ever stayed with my father. Because my mom was just tired of it. Like, that wasn't, let me tell y'all, there was worse. I'm going to tell another story time about my father. I might even tell y'all some story times about my mom. But that one right there, yeah, that was the last time I ever stayed with my dad. And yeah, there was a lot building up to that moment. So whenever I went in town, my mom would be like, you can go to town, but you can't go hang out with your dad. Like, you got to go stay with one of your aunts or one of your grandparents or something, you know? Like, I can go see my dad. It wasn't one of those things where it was like, you're never going to see your dad again. She would let me see my dad still. I just was not allowed to stay the night with him or anything. And my mom, I'm pretty sure she made the good choice on that. I love my mom. I love my dad. But I'm glad she, you know, was just like, oh, you can't stay with him no more. But that is the story time. My lashes are done. I'm probably gonna fix them up. Next time y'all see them, they'll probably be a little more this one, because this one's like more dramatic and this one's more calm, and I like the more calm. And they have the same amount. It's not like I, you know, did anything different. This one is just a little high up. And yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the story time. Please don't forget there is a Shein link in my bio because I am a Shein campus babe. You will get a little discount. It'll be stackable and repeatable. You do not have to click this link every single time you want the discount. It'll be on your account. So every time you order something, it'll use it. So go and use it. What are you doing? I know you're shopping at Shein trying to get some cute clothes for the clubs, for all the Halloween parties and everything. You might as well click that little link and use it. So I will see y'all later. It's connected to you.